Emma says that it doesn't make sense that people can't afford a stay-at-home mom. And she's specifically talking about the middle class and upper class and saying that it should be obvious that a stay-at-home mom is an option for everybody. And it doesn't make sense if you don't do that. But in order to make it make sense, because those of us who are living it know, I'm just going to put it in a spreadsheet and walk us through it. A few things to note about this spreadsheet. I did not include things like student loans. I did not include things like car payments. I did not include the things that many people have because I'm just trying to keep it as close to home as I possibly can here. And so Emma said she was specifically talking about the middle class and people who are college educated and have a level of privilege that they can afford kids. Not only can they afford kids, but they can afford a stay-at-home parent. But the middle class is about 50% of our country. And in order to be considered middle class, you have to make about like $50,000 to $90,000. And so I Googled where she said she lives in California, the median income for a household there. And it's $69,000, give or take, for Southern California. And so I took those numbers and I broke it down into what a monthly take home might look like. So we're seeing that up here. And all of the different expenses you can expect as a family. And again, I took all of these from the internet. So the median cost of groceries for a family of four. I did this based on a family of four. So 2 kids, 2 parents, or whatever that makeup might be. And that's $1,200 for groceries, $100 for internet, gas in your car. And I tried to be conservative here. My car costs $60 to fill up. I drive a Honda. It's very good on gas. And I still have to fill it every week or so. So it's much more than $150, but call it what it is, okay? We've got electric, we've got gas, we've got water bills, we've got savings because you should probably have one of those. We have healthcare, which like we put very low. Life insurance. I put life insurance here because she's assuming a stay-at-home parent, and you would assume in that situation you would want life insurance, to be sure that everything goes okay in case something happens. And she also alluded to saving money on how you spend on your kids' clothing, etc. So I'm doing $50 a month, which feels really small, knowing a pair of pants and a pair of shoes is like $50 in general, but it is what it is. And that's at like Target for like the $10 leggings and a pair of shoes for a 5-year-old. And so if you see here, I did it both on if you had a mortgage, the average mortgage cost, and the average rent for a family of 4. And in this one, you're getting $277 in the rent. This one you're getting $32. You have $32 of extra money. You would assume this money would go to things like maybe an extracurricular. Obviously no vacations, no college funds for your kids, no car payment. Let's hope that doesn't happen. If your car breaks down, you're not paying to fix it, right? This is single income, but this is also assuming that the single income homes are making this medium household income, which is not true for many. Most families have a dual income situation to earn the median income and to be considered middle class. They do not typically get there on one salary. So this conversation is incredibly privileged. I come from an incredibly privileged background. I am able to afford childcare. I have 4 kids. I am middle class, if not upper middle class. I acknowledge that. The reason I talk about the cost of childcare, the reason I bring attention to the cost to families is because most of our country is not in that place of privilege. Most of our country cannot afford a single income home. Most of our country can barely afford groceries. That is why we're having this conversation. We are not talking about the upper middle class when we talk about the inaccessibility of childcare, the astronomical cost of childcare, and just the cost of raising kids in general, because it is insanely expensive. Everything is expensive. Housing, gas, food, all of it. That is what adds up, and it adds up quick, as you see here. This is the median, so this is not the most expensive, right? We could go lower, but then their salary would be lower. They'd be at the 50K mark, and so